Oh, I see you've got Grogu's all ready for Halloween there, doing his green guy in a wig thing, huh?
Oh yeah, man, ready to go. What kind of stooms are you and Stuff rocking, man? I haven't seen that guy lately.
Oh yeah, hey, stuff. Do you want to come do episode 69?
Yeah.
No, episode 69. Get your mind out of the gutter. Ridiculous. You want to do this or not? Court Cousins coming up next.
Welcome everybody to Court Cousins episode 69. My name is Kyle. I'm joined as always by my co-host, my cousin, Jason the Peach. Peach, I see you got stuff there for episode 69. Tell us what's going on this fine episode, sir.
Hey, on this show, we're going to kick it off with the Are You OK CP check-in as usual. Yep, check all those letters. They're there. We got the social media roundup as always. A small one today, smaller roundup. So we're roping a small calf here, not the big bulls. Then we've got some blanks that are empty. We will fill them and fill in the blank. And then that thing that comes at the end of every show that's large, it's a large ending.
Yes. Before any of that hijinks and hilarity, though, we do want to give a shout out to all of our all-stars and second cousins over on the Patreon. Shout out to Bolby the Dawn, Franz and Paulo's Warmth, or Paulo and Franz's Warmth. They must be 69ing too. Dylan Holden, Magic Player History, Matthew Bell, Dan Young, Gloria, and Damien. And Peesh, a new patron, Malik G, is on board, baby.
Oh, my. Welcome,
yeah,
Malik.
Fellow Bronco fan there for you.
Yes, we are actually in a group. He has me in a Twitter chat group about the Broncos that I've never chatted.
Don't feel bad, Malik. Peach isn't the most active of guy on the cellular device. Thank you very much for signing up, Malik, and everyone who's on the Patreon. Just $5 a month goes to support the expenses of this show. We appreciate you very much. And we're also going to be putting some of that Patreon money to coming up Court Cousins December 26th. That's right. The day after the baby Jesus came into the world, Peach and I are going to be coming to Florida, baby. We're going to be in there.
It's our gift to you.
We're going to be in there. We're in our Orlando Magic take on the Heat. We are going to be going down, cutting down the net as always. We're going to be giving away tons of stuff. It's going to be a great time. It always is. So come out. This is the third annual now, Peach. Pretty cool. We can say annual. It's happening 3 times. This is now a pillar, a cornerstone of the Orlando Magic season. I know for everyone out there.
Wow, pillar, cornerstone. Those are some big words.
Yeah.
For something that might be like a pylon actually out in front of the building, which does serve a great purpose because no one can ramp trucks into the building. It keeps people safe.
Yeah, don't underestimate the functionality of a well-placed cone, anyone.
Hey, speaking of functionality, we need you to function and join our Court Cousins Slam Dunk Sesame Yahoo Fantasy League. Right now, we've only got 4 teams in it. Kyle and I are 2 of them. Also, Jay is in there, and one of our Patreons as well.
Hell yeah.
We opened it up to them first. Only one wanted to play fantasy hoop. We're not going to make the start of the season at this point because you got to have drafted, I think, by tomorrow. But get in there, fill it up. We'll put the link in the bottom. Come join us and some low chill fantasy basketball where we're not going to stab each other or get in big fights about trades or anything like that. It's just low key. It's not for $100 or anything. It's just fun. Yeah, come join us.
Might some of whatever happens there, if it's salacious enough, might sneak into the show too. So that could be kind of fun. We haven't really talked about our fantasy basketball. I kind of fell off last time we did it. It was a couple years ago though. I'm ready this year, Peach.
Yeah, we didn't do it last year. We did it the year before, and you and I both kind of were.
Yeah, yeah. It's 82 games though. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You got to come back. All right, Peach. It's been a couple weeks, man. I want to know, sir. It's that time. Are you okay, CP? Check in. How you doing, Peach?
Well, I selected this picture here of our man KCP, and he's wearing the Nuggets 5280 jersey, which not a huge fan of, even though I love Denver and I love that they connect themselves to the actual Mile High thing. But this jersey's a little bit of a swing and a miss, but I'm a Mile High. So that's why I've decided to select this one here. He's got a big smile on his face. He's going like this. Some of the the tougher times, I think, are a little bit behind me now, and things are chilling out. We had a guy come back from injury. We got a full staff.
Okay.
The season started, and once the season gets rolling, it kind of slows down a little bit. Like things become a little bit normal. So it's chilling out a little bit for me. I'm feeling pretty good. You're coming to town in a couple of weeks for the Magic and Mavs game. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute, where we're going to meet up before the game and go to the game. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then in December, we got Court Cousins Night. So I got a couple things coming up in the next couple months to break up the usual monotony of the like fall and winter. So yeah, it's going pretty well for me. I'm loving it. I'm a mile high, sir. How are you feeling?
I'm also a mile high, but that's just because of the what I hit before we got on camera. But it's a little bit
potential new sponsor. Yeah.
Yes. Shh. Keep that cat in the bag. How am I feeling? Well, I'm feeling pretty good today now, Peach. I'm on with you. As I said, I took some of the Lord's herbal medicine, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. I do have here, though, as my photo, a shot of Kenny with the Washington Wizards, but prior to being the Wizards, they were Peach the Bullets. And I've been feeling like I'm dodging bullets a little bit lately. Not to actually minimize anyone who actually does dodge bullets in their regular lives, and if that's a reality for people, but just using the metaphor of a lot of things been coming at me. All right? I've been having to work, been just tiring. You know, being a teacher is tiring, having to be present for 100 young people who are all going through their shit and just need support and aren't making the best decisions and take a while to learn new behaviors that are more advantageous to their success. That's frustrating. And then just having to take on and hold space for some of the other folks in my life, friends and such. And as a result, I've been kind of emotionally empty and yeah, just feeling drained, feeling like I want to be in a cave. I'm on the way up because I'm really just I'm just anxious about work, and then I kind of take it out on my partner. So there's probably people out there where you can relate. Like if something is going difficult in one aspect of your life, sometimes it manifests in another part. And I'm really trying to break that and know that, okay, I'm emotionally feeling kind of low right now, but that doesn't mean I need to be short with my wife or run away from every difficult thing that's coming my way now. So I've been doing some positive affirmations, and I'm feeling much better. I have everything I need inside me to succeed, Peach, and succeed I will.
Wow, that's a good lesson there, folks. Everyone should realize that one. I got a little bit of the same. I just have the good sense to not have a partner when I get home, so there's no one really to take it out on. It's just nice.
No 69 for you then this episode, Peach.
Nope, no pre, no post, no during.
Unless stuff is obliging, but that's for a different podcast.
that podcast is called Stuff and Things.
Or Stuffing Things. I don't know which of it is.
Oh, okay. All right. Slam dunks, of course.
Yes.
The slam dunk sesame we talked about. Yeah.
This episode is crushed by the algorithm already. I should just let all the jokes come out.
You got to include my salmon reference from earlier pre-show because that was a good time.
Okay. All right, Peach. Let's get into it. No more pulling of stops. Right into the social media roundup. Here we go. We got the first one. Peach, you haven't been able to give your 2 cents on this, so we're going to lead it off with Peach being able to share his ideas on the Wendell Carter Jr. extension. It's, for everyone who's just tuning in, 3 years, $58 million. It's not truly 3 years, though, Peach, because it's 2 years and then a club option in 28-29. So it could potentially carry Wendell through that. 10% of the salary cap. Peach, how are you feeling about this, sir?
Yeah, I can't believe I'm only allowed to give 2 cents on this. I have so much more, but
you can give 58 million. How about that?
Well, I gotta say I don't love it. I made myself known in the comments under the stuff you've done so far. So yeah, I can't really hide behind that. It does take a little bit of the sting out of it when you look a little deeper and see that it's 2 years plus the club option. That to me makes this really palatable, and it goes down a lot smoother than that nasty medicine you had to drink when you were a kid. it makes you feel that like, okay, if this things go really bad, we can just pull the plug on this after 2 seasons, which is fine because I kind of figured we were going to have him for probably the 2 seasons anyway. Although I really was worked up into a spot where I thought we were going to move him this year. Like I thought maybe even in the offseason he would be part of a trade package. I still feel like he could be part of a trade package. Even after this deal, I still feel like he could be part of a trade package. It's not a terrible contract, but I don't love it as much. Like I just sort of thought like this is an area we can improve. And how can we improve it? We move him and we move maybe somebody else or a pick or something like this and start to improve that part of our lineup. But, Wendell's been here a long time. He has good camaraderie with the boys. And I think right now there's sort of hey, this is our squad and we're trying to have everybody stay together. So they want to give him an honest shot with everybody being healthy and all things being considered. If Jonathan Isaac is the guy coming in to give him backup, then that makes people feel better too. I don't know. At times, Wendell, when he plays real well, like I said, I've said on the show before, at one point I thought he was going to be our first All-Star from this pile. And this was pre-Paolo, but I thought he had the potential to break out. He has the talent, but he just doesn't always seem to. Sometimes it seems like he's sleepwalking a little bit out there, which look, I can appreciate. Every once in a while I go through modes where I'm like, wow, I can't believe I just drove to work. I don't even remember driving here, but you know what I mean? Like he just kind of seems like sometimes he's going through the motions and he's just kind of there. And it's like, we need somebody that's going to produce at a high level if we're going to get to that championship contender level. We can't have a guy in the starting lineup that really ought to be a backup probably for some teams with the way he plays most of the time. So that's the thing. It's not really it's just sort of like, it is what it is. If we want to move up the chain, if that growth flower is going to sprout and bees are going to start come landing on it and it's going to be a big time thing,
pollinating that,
then you need to have a better player in that spot. And the timing of the signing just seemed like, why? Like, why now? He was on a beautiful contract, a beautiful tradable contract, a juicy contract that actually made him seem like an appealing player to some teams. And now instead, you just kind of signed him back up for this. And now if any team's going to make this trade, that's a bigger pill for them to swallow. Yeah.
Okay. No, that's fair. That's fair, Peach. The timing was curious since I think he's still under contract till 25, 26. So not this season, under contract this season and next season. So this is business that easily could have happened in the offseason.
You're going to sign this guy, but you haven't signed Suggs yet? Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
That's very fair. So if I'm hearing Peach, he is lukewarm on this, a little quizzical on why it's happening, but Peach is feeling like he could be in a package. There's a lot of packages, trade packages that Wendell could be in. So many packages. You could 69 with all those packages there. There's just so many packages.
I knew he was going to do it. I knew he couldn't help himself.
You said package like 4 times. I couldn't not. I was thinking about that joke for like 2 minutes. I just had to try to keep not misremembering it. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, next Peach. I'm glad you got to clear the air on that one. People already know how I feel. Let's go to the man, the myth, the legend, Welt God, chiming in with this meme here. Now, Peach, I don't know how much you watch the Olympics. I didn't watch too much. I did see this guy come across my radar. It was at some type of shooting competition. Everyone else had these crazy-looking goggle, binocular-looking things that I guess they're allowed to use. Seems like cheating to me. And then there was just one homie who just rolled up there. Just bare corneas, just for the world to see. No glasses needed. Just went up, and I believe he won. If I'm remembering accurately. Do you know anything about this? He came in second.
Okay. He is wearing glasses, but those are his like regular everyday glasses. He's not wearing those like super spy glasses like everybody else wears, which I can't believe is allowed, by the way.
Yeah, it seems like cheating.
It should be just like this guy over here. Also, that guy looks a little bit like your dad, and that's why he got on my radar because I'm like, holy crap, that's weird. I have a new respect for your dad now. I was familiar with this. This was kind of one of the things that, I didn't know this competition went on at the Olympics, but we did this year because this meme kind of went around and it's all over the place.
So Weltgod took that meme of them and he said, every time Jet Howard hits a 3, the Nikola Vucevic trade looks even worse from the Bulls. And the first one is with the goggles, Jet Howard. And the second one is every man without the goggles, also Jet Howard. And I mean, this just, I kind of had forgotten almost that Jet Howard was a part of that Vooch trade. It was so long ago now. I mean, maybe not that long, a couple years ago now. And now it's kind of coming to its culmination. Jet Howard's getting time. Franz Wagner just got the max extension. Wendell Carter just got an extension. Peach let his thoughts be known on that. But those three guys were the Vucevic trade. And, man, I'll use this opportunity to talk a little bit about Jet Howard because he was in Osceola last year, kind of hidden from us, hidden from view. But now it's out in the open, and Jet Howard is fighting for minutes on this team, this extremely deep Orlando Magic team, and he's making a good argument for himself. 35 points this preseason on 7 of 17 from three. I think he was second in volume of threes to Jalen Suggs, but the highest percentage of anyone with that volume at 41.2%. The big knock has always been on Jet is the defensive side of the ball and having to know where he should be at all times on that side. He's been very upfront about that. It's clear that the coaching staff has been communicating that pretty much since day one he got into the league. And he's put the work in, he's put the time in, because it doesn't jump off the screen to me, Peach, that he's a liability on that end. I'm watching him on the defensive plays. He seems to be in the right place and not giving up any blow-bys or anything crazy where it makes you think, man, this guy needs to get off the court. No, absolutely not. Solid on the defensive side. And if he's putting out that type of offensive potency, woo, he's going to be 6-9 and all the ladies in Orlando.
I mean, if you're putting out that kind of offensive potency, you can go ahead and not be that great on defense, to be honest. I know that goes against everything Coach Mose stands for. But for my book, if you got 4 great defenders out there, one of them can be out there to shoot the 3, because that's the one thing that we're kind of missing. So if he's going to do it, we welcome it with open arms. I mean, it's hard not to get excited about it. On the other hand, it's like, hey, the preseason, and how many times do you see a player go crazy in the preseason, and then they're not in a roster, or they're not in a regular rotation, and it's weird, and you're like, what the hell, where'd that guy go? You like to hope that's not it for Jet, because he's adding a piece that we really need. So I gotta imagine that will work out, and we'll talk a little bit more about minutes and stuff like that later. But yeah, I mean, an impressive debut in the preseason. Well, not debut, because he was there last year, right? But yeah, I think the year in Osceola probably did him some good, learning what this team wants from him, where they want him to be, what he wants to do. And unfortunately for us, he hasn't lost the ability to shoot the rock, which was like probably the whole reason they made that, what at the time we felt like was a real reach. Not seeming as like a bigger reach now, maybe based on what we're seeing, but we still need to see it in regular season NBA games first.
Yeah, this guy, what struck me is the confidence, Peach, because being in their eyes probably demoted in a way and having to play in the G League an entire season. You're the number 11 pick and you're play a whole year on the JV squad. That could break somebody. That could go either way. And it says a lot to the character of Jet that he went through that, took what he needed from that experience, had the right mindset about it, and is now coming in with super confidence in this preseason and knocking down shots. But it kind of felt like confidence wasn't going to be an issue for Jet, the way that he was shooting the ball for Osceola. I mean, the game that I went, Mac McClung was the best player on the floor. I'm being 100% honest. He ran that game, but Jet Howard scored like 31 points, and he was just torching from beyond the arc. So, hey, well, we could use that. We could use that this year. More of that, please, Jet Howard. Okay, Peach, next one, a little bit of a laugh here. Oh, here we go. This is the one I want. You pick this one, Peach. Go through this one.
Yeah, we've got this post here from Marco, and he's responding to a post that Lake Show Yo has put up, said, who's beating this team 4 times, with the picture of the starting Los Angeles Lakers. And this guy's replying, you say this every year, and then we get smacked up by an overweight horse enthusiast from Serbia. It's just bravo.
We'll give him the
bravo.
Yeah.
Well done. I mean, I know a lot of Orlando Magic fans hate the Magic or hate the Lakers, and this is a funny joke, so I really just put this in for you.
And like, that is such a mediocre starting 4. Right? Anthony Davis, LeBron James, great. All right, then Rui Hachimura and D'Angelo Russell. Okay, it's solid, but shit. And a little bit of another Magic connection, though, Peach. We do have the Denver Nuggets 2025 pick, so the next season. So I think Magic fans, we should be hoping that Jokic becomes even more enthusiastic about his horses this year and just says, you know what, halfway through the year, fuck it. Like, basketball sucks. I just want to be in my horse and buggy, chilling in Serbia, watching my horses trot around and just hang out. And then he just leaves basketball and we get their pick. It'll be great.
All right. I mean, that's possible. I saw this, who's beating this team. I saw a couple of these memes by teams before the season. The most peculiar one to me was the Sacramento Kings, who put this up with their team, and basically it was like their same team they had last year plus DeMar DeRozan, and it was like, okay, probably most teams that makes the Western Conference, you're going to be 7th or 6th and get beat in the first round. Like, what are we talking about? Like, teams can't. It's weird when teams like social media is like overly confident about what they've got. You can like your team all you want, but when you ask who's beating this team 4 times in a playoff series, just know there are going to be several answers to that, pretty much all the time. So be ready for the backlash.
Yeah, with the same team is hilarious because did the Lakers even make the freaking postseason last year? They got bounced in the play-in, maybe. I don't think they got a freaking series. I don't even think anyone had an opportunity to beat them 4 times. I
think they were in there.
Were they? I mean, to your point though, the only team that can really do this is the Celtics. The last champ is the only one that can truly put this without beyond reproach.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's legit.
All right. Another fun thing, man. We're going to be down, as we said, Court Cousins Night, December 26th. I'm taking a flight on Christmas to get down there, Peach, to hang out with you. We're going to have to drink some of these Sixth Man beers. I don't know what brewery. This is from Crooked Can, I guess that's the name of the brewery. They came out with a 6 Man with all the Magic insignia. I got super stoked for the guys over at 6 Man, but it's just like the 6 Man as a can, but not necessarily from the 6 Man show. But that's still sick. I mean, I wish some brewery would have the Cousins or something. The on the court.
There's probably Cousins brew out there somewhere. I would think. I'd imagine they make them brews of every kind with the IPAs and all the hippy dippy.
Yeah. Peach hates it.
Hey, we put this kind of hops in there. Now the beer tastes just a little more bitter or a little less bitter. It all sucks. Stop it. But the can is cool. I love the can. And I did the same thing where I thought, 6 Man got some sick branding here. But, no. But in a way, So I would have one just to try it, or at least to have the can over here. Like I've got my can from the Solar Bears game we went to.
Oh yes,
still got it.
Or maybe like a
hopefully we'll have more luck finding it.
Court Cousins tequila. I'd be in for that.
That's okay. Now here we go.
Yeah.
Let's raise the game here. Let's get some whiskey on the table.
Come down
to some Irish whiskey from your side.
Ooh, there we go. Yeah, come down to Court Cousins Night. Buy me some whiskeys. See, I might 69 anything.
Oh boy! All right.
Not a woman though, because I have a wife. So anything but a woman.
Good save.
All right.
One of the men we saw last time we were out for this night after the games was the great Brett James.
Yeah.
He put up a post where he was talking about a Bleacher Report story where someone was suggesting that Paolo Banchero is a future Hall of Famer. Like it's a guarantee that he's going to become a Hall of Famer. And we've talked a lot about Paolo and where he's at and what he's doing, and it's great, but we've never really we've aspired to hey, can he get us a championship? Is he going to leave us for Seattle someday? That kind of stuff. We've never really aspired to, is this man going to be Hall of Fame? Is the 5 going to be worn by someone else in Orlando? Going that extra step, at the end of his career, what do we think of Paolo? Is Paolo going to be in this Hall of Fame?
In the Magic Hall of Fame? Absolutely. I think he's already there. We're talking about the Ring of Honor. He's there already. The jersey is probably in the rafters. I think all you need to secure that is just sign the extension and then knock on all wood for any type of injury. But already the trajectory he's on, barring any unforeseen anything, it's just, I don't think you can. There's no question that he's going to be going down as an all-time Magic, the trajectory of the Hall of Fame seems like a little much. I mean, we're in our third year here. All right. So can we pump the brakes, please? Second year All-Star, extremely impressive, led his team into the playoffs and a game 7, a gritty game 7. Fantastic, showing the leadership. A lot of people are pegging him to have an incredible third-year leap. And if anything we saw from the preseason is a hint of what's to come, I'm on board with that. I mean, the man in the last preseason game where he finally looked like, okay, I'm gonna do my thing. The previous games he'd kind of been facilitating a little bit more. He's looking good, man. I think he was 7 of 13. His efficiency, he knows where to get his shots now. If you get Paolo Banchero with any type of momentum from the free throw line, he's breaking anybody down off the dribble and getting to the cup. It's just crazy to see a guy 6'10" with his mass, like not a tiny dude. He will bang bodies down low with that type of handle. He can rebound the ball. I think, Peach, where his game explodes this year is with the assists. I think there's just so many triple-doubles in this guy's future. And now that we've got some more guys that are hitting down shots a little bit more, the assists could just really go through the roof. And yeah, sure, down the road, it could be the Hall, but let's go to Eastern Conference Finals this year. Like that, I don't want to say too much.
Right. Usually we have no trouble having you go off the kilter with your thoughts. So the fact that you're reining yourself in is good. That means the work we're doing here is important, and it's been stay focused on what's in front. But it is nice to know that other people are talking about him as being a potential Hall of Famer. The only other people I can remember in my lifetime that after like 3 years were being discussed like that is probably LeBron James. Maybe a little bit. I'm hearing it with Wemby a little bit, and it's a little early, I think, for that. But like it gives me those vibes. He gives me those like LeBron James vibes, but like just, not quite the same attitude, but which is good because he does not so into his own brand and his own stink. It is good to see Brett James reporting on the Orlando Magic only and not being bogged down by whatever the Jacksonville Jaguars are, though. Because that's just a sad state of affairs.
Peach is down on the Jags content. And Peach, his playoff stats real quick, 27 points per game, 8.6 rebounds, almost 9 rebounds and 4 assists on 40% from 3. Just crazy.
And to your earlier point, he would have already had better assist numbers if guys are hitting shots.
Yes.
Guys aren't hitting shots. Yes. And for a while, he was passing to open guys who weren't taking shots.
Yes.
That needs a change. That changes. He's more in a triple-double conversation on a regular basis. It's easy for him.
Right.
So guys got to get comfortable with that shot and start shooting stuff. Doesn't matter what the name is. I just need someone to do it.
All right. Well, if we're putting Paolo in the Hall, then he's certainly a top 100 player. On the Ringer Top 100, as Banchero is letting us know, the Magic have 4 players in that top 100 list. Paolo's at 30 currently, Franz at 56, Jalen at 67, and KCP Kenny at 86. Thoughts on this? I mean, my thoughts are fucking great. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Good to see. I think Jay called out Paolo's going to be considered a top 20 player by the end of this year. That feels good. I mean, this is 4 out of 5 in our starting lineup. So we just need Wendell to step up his game or J.I. to get a little bit more consistency and move his way into that starting lineup. And everyone from our roster is in the top 100.
You can't tell me that J.I. is not on this list if he's healthy and played more. You know he is.
Absolutely.
So he's that missing piece that gets in here. Whereas Wendell, we know he's not a top 100 player. And that was kind of like my point with the contract and he's not maybe a starter. But how great is it that we picked up a top 100 player in the offseason and it kind of went under the national radar because we're banking on Paolo, Franz, and Jalen being the centerpiece of our team, and he can just kind of come in and do what he's always done in teams, which is be a glue guy, a defender. I'll hit a 3 in the corner.
Hell yeah.
He does all the little things for championship teams, and now he gets to come do that with us. And I think in the long run, we're going to really realize how big a deal that was for the Magic. But it's nice to see us finally have, populating this list, right? When we started this show, we didn't have anybody on this list. Maybe Cole Anthony was sneaking around at 99 or something like this on this thing. But like now we've got 4 guys that are in there. People aren't really going to debate that they belong there. They may debate around where they go. I've seen Paolo actually higher up on this list on a few different other lists where he makes it to the top 25. But either way, it's just nice to have 4 guys in your starting lineup that are in the top 100 because not every team can say that.
Yeah. And, man, the depth of this team, I'm interested to see how this list progresses for the Orlando Magic in the coming years, because we're going to talk about some guys coming off the bench in just a moment that could be cracking this thing in the not-too-distant future. So, Peach, let's get right into it. That's been Social Media Roundup. Please let us know if you've got something you want to bring to our attention. Link to us at Court_Cousins on Instagram and Twitter so that we can find it more easily and get your post on this show. Peach, I love this segment. As an English teacher, we get to do words. It is fill in the blank, sir. We have got a statement, but there's one all-important word or phrase missing that we must fill in. Are you ready for our first fill in the blank, Peach?
Yes, our version of Mad Libs. I love to do words.
You talked about this earlier, about the Wendell contract. How is it possible that Jalen has not yet got a contract? So the fill in the blank is, it's been rumored that $30 million a year for Jalen Suggs is what he's looking for. That's been reported by the Stein line. So I present to you, Peach, $30 million a year for Jalen Suggs is a blank deal, sir.
This is one of those jams where I feel like it's a fair deal. So I'm going to say fair. Mm-hmm. I feel like there's probably a little bit of Homer bias behind that saying it's a fair deal. I think if you ask some other fans of teams across the league, they might be like, that seems high. Like, what's he ever done? And all that kind of stuff. And I totally get that. I think his commitment to the team and trying to be something, and trying to learn parts, dedicate himself to becoming the point guard, things of that nature. I really want to see him score more if you're going to make $30 million a year. That I'd like to see. I'd like to see a little bit better shooting percentage from 3 and that kind of stuff. But he has been improving on that since he joined the league. So I like to think that continues to go up. Honestly, if we're giving Wendell what he got, knowing what other guys make around the league that are comparable to what Suggs can bring, this deal just seems fair to me. So I'm sticking with fair. What do you think?
I will say that $30 million a year for Jalen Suggs is a slam dunk sesame deal, baby. I think that is a steal. Honestly, I think that Jalen Suggs, the rookie deal, the rookie max extension is sometimes called the fun max because with their limited years in the league, they can only get either 25% of the salary cap or 30%, and as players progress, it gets ridiculous. I don't know the topmost for the most veteran players, but it's got to be at like 50% of the salary cap. That's when it becomes crazy. So for Jalen Suggs, 19% of the salary cap, which is what $30 million would be in 25, 26. This guy has already been a second-team All-Defensive Player of the Year, and he's increasing his offensive efficiency from the moment that he got into the league. There was some really rough patches early on. He was thrust into a role that he was not yet ready for. That was probably a little bit too big for him. And that's a huge transition that people say athletes more athletic than I say that transitioning to be a point guard is one of the most difficult transitions in sports. And so he was put into that role and kind of floundered, right? His first year he shot, I have it right here, 21% from beyond the arc. He was averaging 3 turnovers a game, 11.8 points. It just didn't look good. But since then, now that he has become more of the clear shooting guard for the last couple of years, his numbers have gone up. Last year he shot 39.7%, almost 40% from beyond the arc. His effective field goal percentage, Peach, has gone up every single year, up to 57.8 last year. So this guy, I can see the growth. It looks good to me. And someone who's been honest about a little bit of his anxieties around Franz, we so quickly signed Franz to the max extension. It's a little confusing to me why this is taking so long if the number has been $30 million. I think this is a slam dunk sesame deal, and it really can look even better depending on Jalen Suggs. And if there's any human being I'm willing to have bet on themselves and think that it's going to come through, it's Jalen Suggs, because his usage has gone down since he's gotten into the league. And usage is a measure of how many times your team's possession ends with you in a decision that you've made, whether it's a shot or a turnover or something like that. So that shows that he's been less of a focal point. But this year, Peach, that number is probably going to tick up from what it did at 19.7% last year. There's going to be more responsibility on him. Not a lot, but I think that the team is looking to see what he can do with a little bit more usage. And so it really depends on what he does with that extra responsibility. He could keep knocking down shots at the rate that he's been knocking down, and to your point, be a 16-point per game scorer, and that $30 million a year deal then looks really good. So I think it depends a lot on what he does with the extra time that he's going to get this year. And I am interested to see what Jalen Suggs does.
Yeah, that's a finer. I can't put a finer point on that. That's exactly it. It seems like obviously if we're waiting this long to get this deal done, that we want it to be proven to us a little bit more so far. Which kind of feels like not really our MO with other guys. Obviously, if you're going to pay that's what's so insulting. Yes. Wendell's. It's like, well, don't pay Wendell. If he hasn't proven anything. When you're asking Suggs to prove stuff, you know who Wendell is, right? Like you're still looking for more from Suggs. So
and I guess the only knock that you could have, I'm sorry, with Jalen is the injuries. Like he had been injured or some of the game. He played 48 games his first year, 53 his second year, and then played 75 last year. So if you're going to say, well, he was injured his first 2 years, but you just paid Wendell. The man has never played 75 games. Right.
I mean, that's perfect. And, part of the reason that Suggs is hurt so much is because the guy goes too damn hard, right? Like he spends more time on the court than the dust mop. So they need to find a way to tell him, hey, man, I don't need you jumping head first into the stands to try to save a ball in the second quarter of game 28 of the season. Like, if you want to put that effort into the playoffs, we're for that. But, do not kill yourself during the regular season because we need you on the floor.
Yep. He's always going head first into everything. Jalen Suggs, the guy you really want a 69 with. Okay, let's...
He can't be stopped. He's having a party.
Episode 69. Here we go, baby. All right, I'm a child. Well, that's why I'm a middle school teacher. I get their humor. Okay, next fill in the blank piece. Here we go.
All right, the next one up is Cole Anthony will have a blank season. Now I've got mine ready. I feel like it's pretty short, so I'm going to go ahead and let you fill in this blank first.
Okay. Cole Anthony will have a penultimate season, Peach.
Oh.
Yes.
I'm out.
Penultimate. And for those of you out there, penultimate meaning second to last season with the Magic. And we've been having a really good time, Peach. It's episode 69. We've had some great 69 jokes all the way through. It's been fantastic.
Some 69 jokes. I don't know if they're great.
No, they've been great. They've been great 69 jokes. We're having a good time. But this is not a good time, Peach.
Okay.
This moment right here is not a good time. Because Cole Anthony has been a ray of light in the darkness. For those years when he was drafted and then the team was dismantled, those are some dark days for us Orlando Magic fans. And he brought levity. He brought sound bites. He brought moments. I mean, he owned Minnesota. He was the mayor of Minneapolis. The way that he was putting it down on the Timberwolves. Facts, baby, facts.
He was the face of a faceless team, if I might.
Yes. And it's sad to say, but I just think that face might fade away. And it's for a couple reasons, Peach. The first and most important is just the play on the court. Cole has been a great player in spurts, but it has been streaky. Okay, there's been times where for 20 games he's shooting the lights out, and then for 20 he goes cold. Now, looking at his percentages here, 33.3% from beyond the arc, 33%, 36, and then 33. It seems like 33 is kind of the norm, slightly below average from beyond the arc. He brings a little bit of ball creation, and I think that's really the only reason that he's still in this rotation this year is because we need on-the-ball creation. We're sadly, we have it from our wings, but from the point guard and the guard position, we're a little bereft of that. So I think there's still a role for him, but he just doesn't fit the mold also of what the Magic are looking like under Weltman, which is positional size, length, the wings. Yes, there it is, the wingspan. He has always kind of been outside of that. I think he fell into the Magic's lap when they drafted him, I believe, at 15. He was just the best player on the board. You take a scorer like Cole Anthony. And I'm hoping to hell that he really comes out hot like he says he's going to, but the preseason hasn't looked awesome. I know he was a little sick. I just don't see, Peesh, how he continues to hold off guys like Tristan da Silva, guys like Jet Howard. I think the time is coming to an end for Cole, and I'm sad to say this, the writing might be on the wall, but also the second piece of it is that playful happiness, that exuberance. He's always a positive guy. It seems like the tone of the team is shifting a little bit, that it's getting a little bit more workmanlike, a little bit more serious, a little bit more locked in. And I don't want to knock it, but sometimes maybe the playful energy isn't the right for the moment. And can Cole shift that? And I don't want to say he's not focused because the man is locked in himself, but I don't know. I just feel like there might be something there as well. It's really the play on the court, I think. Let me not disparage the man and his positivity. How can you disparage positivity, Peach? But I don't know. I just see
you're doing it.
I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm doing it. Can you lift this pity party back up? Because I'm feeling bad for myself and for this team. The fact that Cole Anthony's in his penultimate season.
Yeah, Stuff for one is offended over here that you would think that goofiness and hijinks is not at all important because that's what he brings to the table every game.
You're right. You're right.
I'm a little shocked at this because if that is your stance, which I'm willing to accept, as a North Carolina guy and a Cole Anthony guy, big Cole Anthony guy, I would still love to see him on this team for, forever.
Right.
But if you're the kind of guy that thinks he's moving to say this is his penultimate season, I think if we're making any kind of moves, he's part of those moves.
Right.
I don't think there's any way he's not part of those moves. If trades are made to try to improve a part, I feel like he's part of that. Yes. So that would make him gone sooner than your penultimate thing. I don't think his contract's just going to run out personally. But
and that could be good for Cole, dude. Like a different place, a team that's not built on a defensive identity, a team that wants to get out more and run and gun, that could be beneficial for Cole too.
I think it would, because I think the regular playing time is always when he's shown and played better ball. And I look forward to seeing what he can do as part of that bench unit this year. But like you said, how is he going to be able to hold off those other guys? I don't know. For my answer, because we're filling in blanks here, Cole Anthony will have a season. I'm not going to fill in the blank. I'm just going to say he's going to have a season.
No,
I'm not sure if it's going to be good or not. I really am not. I really don't. So I'm leaving that. He's going to have a season.
You can't do that. You can't leave the blank, bro. That's not how the game works.
I'm gonna use this word.
Okay.
I'm making it up.
Okay.
It's hyphenated.
Okay.
It is adjective to describe the season. It's a Cole Anthony-esque season.
Oh, okay.
There's nobody that will be more Cole Anthony than Cole Anthony this year, and it will be for the benefit of all of us who are watching the Orlando Magic, because he is a bright spot on that bench and he is important to that team even off the court.
Yes.
So while we'd love to see him filling it up from three on the court, I think it will be a good season for him off the bench, but I'm not sure if that's where he wants to just stay locked in. So ultimately, maybe it would be better, like you said, if he goes to another team that gets more regular minutes, but he's going to have a chance to solidify those minutes, right? Like he's Cole Anthony. He has earned the right to get those minutes off the bench at first. And if he plays well with them, he won't lose them.
Right.
So it's really, the ball's in his court, if you will. And I love the idea of him pairing with Black in the backcourt because I think Black can do more of the ball handling and he can become a shooting guard, which I think maybe is where his core is. I think that could be a better setup for him. So I expect he will have a better season knowing the regularity of where he's going to be and and who he's playing with, and not having to be counted on as the point guard purely because of his size. Let somebody else do the ball handling and stuff like that, and let him get back to shooting like he can do.
Balls in his court. Yeah, the ball handling, a lot of balls when you're 6 or 9ing. Definitely can be around. I mean,
usually just 2 balls.
What's that?
Usually just the 2 balls.
Yeah, I guess it depends, you know? What other
could be
numbers
4, I guess, in some people's scenarios, but that's about it. I guess if you're, I mean, I'm not going to go any further because we're already going to get that far.
No, we'll cut that part out.
All right.
I'm interested to see how Cole Anthony does looking over his shoulder. Because, yeah, there's a limited time. Like you said, Peach, the first 25 games, you know, how much of a runway does he have left? It's not a lot. And Jet Howard just tore up the preseason. So if he's shooting cold and not creating a little bit off the dribble, then the calls to give Jet some looks are going to get loud.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's fair. That's
fair. That's what happens.
I think even Cole Anthony would probably sit back and be like, "Yeah, makes sense to me."
Okay, let's talk a little bit more about that, Matt and Jet Howard. And Peach, the bench is just stacked right now. We've got a big question to answer, and here is the blank for you. Blank will average the most minutes off the bench this season. Who do you think it's going to be, sir?
Well, if I've got to say amongst the young guys, because I think if you open this up, it really changes who it's going to be, because I think Isaac could be the one that gets the most off the bench.
Yeah.
If I'm going with the young guys, I think I've got to go with Anthony Black at this point. I think his ball handling and playmaking abilities are becoming a super valuable skill that I think is going to be a big deal. I could see him perhaps being in the game at the end of the game because he can defend really well, but also be that ball handler in the clutch if we really need it. So I could see him winning that. Again, De Silva to me is just a big question mark. I do not know. I'm not sure how much they're going to use him or where or what spot. I'd like to say it's going to be Jet Howard too, because of the way he's shooting the 3 ball, but I don't want to overreact to the preseason. So I'm not gonna. I still feel like he's a bench player, but even as a bench player, you get a lot of minutes. And if we need 3-point shooting down the stretch and he's the guy that we need in the game, maybe he gets those minutes at the end of the games. I'm going to go with Anthony Black on this one, but I wouldn't write it in pen. I'd write it in pencil. And mostly because I feel like other guys could easily take that spot, not because Anthony Black won't be good.
So clarification, we're doing this only between De Silva, Anthony Black, and Jet Howard then?
Yeah, the young guys that really didn't get a lot of minutes last year. That are just sort of like, who's stepping up this year, who's picking up minutes.
Yeah, the crazy thing about this is...
Hey, throw Caleb Houston in the mix if you want.
Oh, yeah. That poor guy, dude. This is the last year.
I don't think you're gonna.
No.
So, yeah.
This is the final year for Caleb Houston on the Orlando Magic, I think. Damn, I'm just killing everybody's career today. I'm a real career killer. I gotta stop it with that. Jeez, Kyle. Get with the program. Be a guy. But I feel like Caleb did smart things with his money. He just strikes me as a very pragmatic individual. He's got a bunch of index funds. Like, he's good. He's chilling.
That would be the first question to ask Caleb. I say, are you set up for life? Yeah, you have 401k? You good? You good, fam? How much property do you have? You got any Bitcoin? You're set, right?
There is a minimum years in the league to get the lifetime health insurance. Do you know what that is? Is it 6?
7 or 8, I thought.
Okay, all right. So he's got a little ways to go for that.
7 or 8.
But he might be able to kick it around on the end of some benches for 3 more years to get there. Come on.
I mean, you can't take my word for granted, because I just learned yesterday that the Major League Baseball does not have a salary cap, and I don't know where I've been, but I guess they don't have one, and I guess that's why we always end up with the Yankees and the Dodgers.
Yeah. No, that's why I really like basketball. Even in football too. Football's the numbers are crazy and the quarterbacks get all the money. I like how in basketball you have the structured salary cap, so you only are able to give, you have to build around a couple guys. You got to like choose and then be smart, and it's all delineated. A max guy makes this much money. The negotiations are straightforward, or they should be. Get Jalen Suggs signed, motherfuckers.
All sports are like that. Only baseball is missing out on it, and that's stupid, and that's why baseball is the worst of the four.
Okay. All right, well, that's just for the podcast listeners. Right back to Cole Anthony. Here we go. Now it's cut up, and this is part of the segment. Here we go.
What?
I mean, back to Anthony Black. Sorry, the tequila, the Court Cousins tequila coming from you, newly minted. It's delicious. Okay, Peach. It's obviously Anthony Black in this if we're choosing between the youths. Jonathan Isaac and Anthony Black. I mean, I could see Anthony Black maybe challenging Jonathan Isaac if you're doing total minutes off the bench. Well, I know you're shaking your head, but listen, Jonathan Isaac is still, I think, going to be rested on back-to-backs and all various games along the way just to give him rest and things. And so if you take total minutes in the season, Anthony Black is impressive as all get out, man. And what this team lacks, and why people are having questions about Jalen Suggs as the point guard, is on-the-ball creation. Our two best creators are wing players. And Paolo Banchero is more of like a forward who you want to get the ball to down low in the post almost. So we need more perimeter creation, and Anthony Black brings that. I think he's going to be valuable, man. He might be the first guy off the bench, like coming in for Jalen Suggs or coming in for Franz Wagner, because he has that positional size and versatility. He could defend up to a 3 and even some 4s that are small and be your point guard on offense. So it would not surprise me. I'll be interested to see the rotation for Mosley as we get started, but it wouldn't be crazy for me to see if instead of, it last year being Jonathan Isaac and Moritz sometimes being the 6th man, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Anthony Black. He's played so freaking well in the preseason. And this is from Tony, the photographer and social media guru from the Orlando Magic. He's been saying it, that they've been in the gym all summer talking about Anthony Black and Jet Howard. And Jet Howard, we'll see. I think he's actually going to be on the outside looking in. I think De Silva may get more minutes than Jet Howard this season. I don't know, because De Silva looks solid, man, and he's playing defense like crazy.
I got to play devil's advocate on this, because
okay.
I mean, just because they've been playing, just because they've been in the gym all the time, doesn't mean they're actually getting better. I work in a hockey rink. I'm still not any better at skating.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
I'm there 40, 50 hours a week. It doesn't make me any better.
True.
So
True.
Just because they're there doesn't mean they're getting better. They could just be working on things they're already good at. But anyway, it's weird that we filled in the blank with the same person. And I kind of disagreed with your take on the same thing. But either way,
what did you disagree with it about?
I just don't think he's going to get more minutes than Jonathan Isaac.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like if all things being equal, if J.I.'s healthy, he's got to be our first person off the bench. Could be in at the end of games, being a defensive stopper. I just don't see anybody beating him in minutes off the bench. Honestly, he should be in the starting lineup. So,
well, that's why I don't think he's going to be a bench player when all said and done. At the end of the season, if he stays healthy, knock on wood, there is wood under here, he's not going to be a bench player.
All right, fair enough.
All right, Peach, all the blanks have been filled in.
We did it.
They've all been filled in. Every blank has been satisfied, just like everyone's satisfied during 69. Yep.
I think he's trying to get in 69 jokes, but he's not going to have time for that. I can assure you, folks.
Okay, Peach, it's that time. Where's that button? Can you push that button? Oh, we're going to the large ending, Peach.
Stop, you hit the button.
Yeah. Okay, Peach. On the social media, Tristan De Silva was asked about his forever 3 meals. He said pasta, poke bowl, and schnitzel. What are your 3 forever meals? If you could only eat 3 meals for the rest of your life, what 3 would they be?
Oof. Well, pizza's in there.
Yes.
Let's just get that out of the way. I think I would have to incorporate chicken somehow, so I'm going to go with the very popular chicken tender.
Okay.
Just to
yes. Are you going to have a vegetable anywhere in here?
Well, this is the main event.
Okay,
the vegetables are the sides. You know what I mean? I'm not coming here with sides because I'm not going to make vegetables the main event. Oh, if you want it, I'll give you a chicken Caesar salad. Okay. I'll throw that in there because I like that. It's good. Its veggies are in, but I wouldn't ever have just veggies because meat needs to be in there. Otherwise, it's not a meal to me.
Always. Yes.
But I can't believe poke bowl. That's
Poke bowls are delicious, dude. You're tripping.
That's
on
poor
that.
people's food.
No, it's delicious. It's the island food, dude.
I'm poor and I don't like it.
Oh, give me some fresh tuna and avocado. You gotta get me the fuck out of here. That's so good. Okay.
Well, you mentioned tuna, so I thought you were doing the 69 joke, but he's not. Okay, give me a World Series prediction. We're kind of down to the Yankees qualified for the World Series last night.
Oh man, it's gonna be a
Subway
Series, Peach. It's gonna be a Subway Series.
Dodgers are gonna finish off the Mets.
No,
because the Mets don't belong in the playoffs. We all know.
No.
But who do you have winning this thing?
I have the Mets winning, dude. I have the Mets winning this Subway Series. They're gonna come back. They're gonna beat the Dodgers. They're going to win the World Series. The NL East is going to be champions. I'm hoping and wishing and praying this one for Jake. I love you, fucking homie. Let's go Mets, baby.
Grimace is going to become the new Mr. Met. Yeah. I get it.
I don't watch. I don't really understand what that's all about, but I hear a lot about it. Who do you got?
The Yankees, man. I think they've got Soto and Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge all batting right next to each other. I wouldn't want to take on 2 of those guys, let alone all 3. As you could see in that game last night, it did not work out well for teams, and it won't. That's what led to my knowing that there's now a salary cap in baseball. So I was like, how the hell do you afford all 3 of those guys? And it's like, oh yeah, there's no salary cap in baseball. I was like, what the fuck are we doing? How are small market teams ever going to compete? That league stinks.
Yeah, they do. All right, Peach. So I had a little bit of emasculation at the gas station today. My wife, she had a little bit of low air tire pressure, and I don't know much about it. I know how to use the machine, but I don't really know how to measure it and gauge it. I've never been good at using the gauges. And the most emasculating thing happened. She's like, yeah, I guess I'll just go to the gas station and I'll ask like some guy to help me. I'm like, no, this is not fucking happening. I'm fucking going.
Okay, well, you did the right thing. You did the right thing.
I don't really know what I'm gonna put air in those fucking tires, dude. So I went, but the whole time I was thinking, I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm just putting air in here. They could all be fucking different. I could be sending my wife off in a death machine, but I can't let my ego be hurt. My question, this is all to say, Peach, what has been your emasculation gas station? Okay, what has been your moment, your man thing that you're unable to do that just, you're like, fuck, I should be able to do this. I'm a man.
Well, mine is also with cars because when I lived in Vermont, I actually dated a girl who was a mechanic.
Oh, dude.
That was basically
emasculation. Dude. She fucking...
It was different. I mean, I got some work done on my car for free, which is good. But also, well, I had to buy.
Yeah, did you get in her tailpipe?
Work is free. Well, occasionally, and then one of the other guys in the garage got in there too.
Oh no!
But either way, yeah, there was a lot of that because I don't know a lot about engines and how those all work. And, that even comes up sometimes at work where I'm just like, yeah, that's not really in my scope. There's usually a guy you call, right?
Yeah.
Like, I know a lot of stuff, and I'm smart enough to know when I don't know, I call the guy. Like, there's always that guy, and I know all the guys and all those things, so it's easy for me to get the information I need. But the air thing, you should have your own compressor, like that's in your car, or maybe we're thinking of a Christmas gift here.
Yeah.
But even if you go to the station, you pop it in there, the little meter pops out for you, tells you how much air is in the tire. We can go over this one.
Yeah, I never really figured that out. All right, next one, Peach.
All right, next up, when we're going to Florida,
yes,
I put down 407 hooping. I would like to hoop when we're in Florida.
Okay.
If not hoop, maybe we get see Jay or a few of the guys down there. See if anyone wants to just go kick it, find a park, and just go.
Just 69 in the park. Oh, No, just basketball. Sorry.
Just a little. But anyway, I'd like to play hoop when we're down there. I'm just putting it out there in the atmosphere. Maybe some people are interested. We can get some people, even if it's just like we play horse, or maybe we break up play like a little round 3, something. Let's get a game going.
Yeah, you think you could take on the Court Cousins? Come fucking see. Come see.
All right, I mean, they probably can, so they can play.
Yeah, that's true. We're not very good at all, really. Barely play, but that would be fun. So there's no question for me. You just want to put out a PSA.
Oh, I wanted to know if you thought this was a good idea. If you don't,
it's a great idea. Yeah, I mean, I don't know when we're going to have time, Peach. It's going to be great. Make sure you get tickets for Court Cousins Night. It's in the comments. Tons of giveaways. We're going to maybe 3 games, Peach. We're going Christmas night. I think they're playing the next night. And then there's a day off, and then again against the Nets. We're doing the WWE like closed circuit show. The off day, is it closed circuit? I don't know. It's just, it doesn't go out, right? It's not a big thing.
It's a live show, yeah.
Yeah.
They don't even usually videotape them.
So I don't even know. I mean, we're going to be packed out, but let's do it. I mean, we have the daytime. Yeah.
We love to cram stuff in, so I feel like we can get this done.
Oh, Sam, there's a 69 joke there, but I'm not going to make it. Let's keep it moving.
That's the only reason I said cram.
Oh, damn it. All right, well, I think Peach would like to cram a few things for this next one. Peach, I'm not going to make a 69 joke on this because that would be too lowbrow, and I am a distinguished gentleman. But Corey has done the outfit getting togethers for her first preseason. I think she does this all the time. I'm not on Instagram, but I saw this one. And is this must-watch TV for Peach? Do you have a timer set? Are you have an alarm for this?
Well, you can sign up for notifications.
Okay, yeah, I'm saying, do you get those?
I have signed up for notifications, but I do see it a lot because when I go over to Court Cousins Instagram, she's usually one of the first people that pops up.
Right. I wonder why.
And yeah, I'm a fan. I don't like it when she does it a lot for she's doing the NFL games.
Right. Not a fan.
And so she always she just panders to whatever home team is that week. So I've seen her in deep stuff too much for my liking. That's gross to me. It's taking something that I love and dressing it up in something that I dislove. And so it's it's very. I get what she's doing because she doesn't really have a horse in the race. She just dresses up for the home fans because she's there for the event, and I totally get it. But when it's Magic time, I'm all in. It's a must watch. Look, she's a very attractive lady. She's very good at her job.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Why shouldn't I support her?
No, I think you should. I think it's just weird that every time I go on to the Court Cousins Instagram to look for an Are You OK CP check-in, she's at the top. It seems to insinuate that a lot of our time on that has been spent on her page. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just making a note.
We've had a lot of interactions. That's how the algorithm works. I know.
Peach's been 69 in himself to it. All right, keep it moving.
All right, so your Dallas visit is coming up, Dallas 2.0.
Yes.
What do you have on your to-do, aside from the Magic game, which we didn't get to do last time because they weren't playing? We went to a Stars game, so you're getting the Magic game this time.
Yes.
What of the things that we did last time is a must-do again, and maybe one new thing that we didn't do that we want to do?
All right, well, I think you already know where I'm going with the must-do again. We are going to that barbecue spot. What is that barbecue spot? Do you remember the name of it? That is
Hutchins.
That shit is life-changing. Make sure if you're in the Dallas area, go there. So we're definitely doing that again. I would like to, when I went last time, it wasn't football season. So I would like to try to find a sports bar and go watch the game. Unfortunately, the Cowboys are going to be out of town. I was hoping they'd be in town for that game, but the Mavericks game is on Sunday anyway, so it might not have worked out. But I want to... Yeah, how am I going to do this? Shit, I just realizing that's going to be a fucking monkey wrench. I got to see what time the boys are playing.
Playing on Sunday? Are they Thursday? Are they Monday night?
Yeah, I think all right, I got to check now. Now I'm a little confused.
A lot of times they'll alter the Mavs or Stars games if they fall on a Cowboys day to be earlier.
Okay.
So that people can watch. So they do take that into consideration. So
maybe they're playing at 4 or 8 because I think it's like an afternoon early game for the Magic versus the Mavs. So I'd like to go to a bar and watch a Dallas Cowboys game in Dallas. So be on the lookout for a good sports bar for me, Peach. You probably already know one.
Oh, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, we got options.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it.
That show 69. Was it good for you?
Oh, God. It was so good for me, Peach. Was it good for you?
Yeah, I enjoyed myself.
All right. So we pleasured each other. And I hope that we gave you pleasure out there. Or Second Cousins. Man, the tequila is really getting to me. It was full before at the beginning of the show. Now it's almost empty. We're having a good time. I really appreciate being on here with you, Peach. It always makes me feel a little bit better and helps me to have a good week. Second Cousins, I'm about to be a zombie, so I got to get out of here. Peace out, everyone. I love you.
Thanks for coming.